I am martial art master Craig Carpenter. In addition to martial arts, I teach over 30 one-day seminars in healing and personal development in a system called Tian Dao, which means Heaven's Way. One of the core concepts of Tian Dao is that we are all composed of energy, and we can use our internal energy or call upon external energies to help, heal, or even harm ourselves and others. I'd like to tell you a story of an extreme case where one person harmed another. In 1994, I joined the Wudong Martial Arts School in Denver, Colorado. I'd only been in the school about 2 months when I received an invitation to meet with the Grand Master of the art. I obviously accepted and was very excited because I'd heard so many stories of the prowess of the Grand Master in his younger days. In one story, he lined up his students across a lecture hall and had them holding 6-foot-long boar spears with foot-long blades. And he had the razor edge of the blades pointing up. He took his shoes off and ran across the entire set of blades across the entire lecture hall without touching the floor and without cutting his feet. I saw a picture of this man breaking 5 house bricks with a single strike of his hand. I, like I said, was very excited about meeting him. When I got to his house, I was appalled by what I saw. I expected a man youthful in appearance, but he was not that way. He appeared to be far older than his years. His skin was pale and looked sickly, and he was grossly overweight. He told me he'd heard that I was quite the energetic healer, and he wanted me to do some energy work on him, which I readily agreed to do. After grounding and diagnosing him, I was amazed that the man was still alive. In a healthy person, the base chakra is generally seen as something that is red and spherical, about 3 inches in diameter, located at the base of the tailbone. I had heard that if this was ever destroyed in a person, the person would die. In the Grandmaster Tian Lung, not only had the chakra been destroyed from the inside out, but in its place was a black, swirling, negative energy mass that looked like a whirlpool, and it sucked all his life force and physical energy from his body. After describing what I'd seen, he said, "Can you do something about it?" And I said that I would try. I centered myself and hit it with a healing energy, and was surprised when the swirling whirlpool of negativity grew more powerful and got larger in size. I realized I needed a more powerful energy, and so I reached up into heaven and pulled down source energy and sent that into the swirling mass. And again, it got larger and more powerful. I realized I couldn't harm my patient by trying to use various energies on him, so I pulled part of that black mass of energy inside myself, and one by one I hit it with every kind of energy that I knew of. At the end of all my trials, the energy had grown to fill me and was now pulling my life force from me. I realized I'd messed up by pulling the energy inside myself, and I knew that I needed help. I thought of all my past teachers and knew of no one who could help me. And so I prayed with all my heart for help and for guidance and for wisdom to give me the one energy that would counter this particular energy. On my next attempt, I was successful at negating part of this energy, and soon was able to negate all the energy in myself and in him. After rebuilding his chakra, he looked at me and said, "Do you have any idea what you just did?" And I said, "No." He said, "When I was a young man, I was picked to be the representative of our art in a finesse martial art match. In a finesse match, no one is supposed to be hurt. It's designed to show which art has the greatest skill." And he said, "I handily beat my opponent. And in fact, he was down on the ground. As I turned to walk away," he said, "the man grabbed me by the ankle and he struck me on the bottom of the foot with a death touch in order to try to save face for himself and for his martial art." But the damage had been done. Masters on both sides of the competition rushed to Grandmaster Tian Lung's aid. They told him that for the rest of his life, his health would deteriorate and he had a lot of health issues. They told him it would be a miracle if he ever found anyone who could negate what had happened to him. 30 some odd years later, I was the miracle who walked in. Because of what I did, he gave me the entire Tiandao system to pass on to the world. Now, you don't need the entire Tiandao system or an entire other system to use energy to help yourself. So many times in our lives, people tell us negative things. Perhaps they say that we're fat or we're ugly or we're ignorant or stupid or something else. Words have power. And in fact, when they strike us and we resonate with it, the power of those words is just as poisonous as a death touch. What I want you to do is to take a deep breath and sigh. And think of a time when someone said something very negative to you in the past. And as you do so, and as you sigh, I want you to well up within your heart an overpowering feeling of love. As you do so, wrap the thought, the idea, the message that you received with the negativity and the negative energy in the love, and let the love dissolve it into nothingness. As you do this, see yourself as the opposite of the negative message you received in the past. For instance, if you were called ugly, say to yourself and believe from the heart, I am beautiful within and without. If you were called stupid or ignorant, say to yourself, I am intelligent and well-spoken, and so on. Take a couple more deep breaths and sighs as you release the negativity and feel more positive about yourself. Over time, as you do this more and more, you'll release more and more negativity, and you will find that you'll have a healthier, happier, and more wealthy life.